as a belief is a belief.
I carry money my stand so that I know my hand not going to pay me.
Started a center here in Esan called Esan Kide Center for Research and Development. What this center stands for is a center every Esan man can come to ask questions and find the answers. You want to know anything about our history, culture, language, tradition? This is the place for it. The center is at Ekboma, and this Professor Zibili is the founder of this great center for all Esan people. Let me make this appear very passionately. If you know you are Esan and you believe that our tradition, culture, and history should be a thing that is known to the whole world, both to the Esans and the non-Esans, please support this center to grow.
Okay.
The Yoruba have their centers, the Benin's have their centers.
Really?
Now Esan now have its center.
Wow. They don't see report me again.
So,
Don't see report me again.
look, nothing
Second report, so second report.
Wherever you are.
Second report again.
Make this Esan Kide Center for Research grow. Why you know the meaning of Esan Kide? Esan Kide.
Second report, eh?
Esan would fall.
A video no more video.
Why video? I take my video.
You come on the video. The video.
Oh yeah. Esan.
The video no need.
Who have the camera well? Because
Esan Kide. Oh yeah.
Video. I'm a video. Don't to that they play video.
Interview. We have this with this great Esan song. Professor.
Guys, hold up our tab.
As a baby is a belief. As you watch, you be blessed. You watch and watch us. Good day, there's some people all over the world. Today we are coming up with a very wonderful interview with one of our illustrious sons. A son a foremost Esan son.
Yes.
An authority in Esan history, language, culture, and whatever. And there's one striking thing about this gentleman. He remains the friend of everyone. And you can't stay with him for 2-3 minutes without laughing out your sorrow. He remains a son we are all proud of. Take a look at the gentleman sitting next to me here, and I think I'll give it a time to do the introduction because I don't want to do it halfway. So we are happy that we have the chance to have you on interview, sir. Our pleasure, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, who is Professor Matthew Izibili, sir?
Happiness control the panel.
That is a question.
Okay, now no worries.
Dimension.
Just 1 minute. I'm going to make tea.
Professor Matthew Izibili is the son of late Otunpayiwo Young Izibili of Ineme Uboha. By the grace of God, I was born and raised at Uboha.
Guys, power tap now. They don't record this live video.
Second education at Uboha.
Power tap all our okay, Joy, no problem.
I had a stopover somewhere, what I usually call my secondary school National Youth Service Corps. You know, when you finish secondary school, you go to high institution, you go and work first. I call that NYC after secondary school. I did that in Benin for some time, then later went back to the university, then Bende State University, now Ambosale University. By the grace of God, having graduated from Ambosale University, God favored me. I was among the selected few that were retained to stay back and join the team of lecturers in my department. I have grown steadily on the job and became a professor. The department where I was a student at the time, God also favored me. I have headed that department. While my other professors who taught me happened to be my staff. That is how life is. Today, I am in this office, a center I've always talked about and prayed about, a center for research and development and documentation of Esan culture. Maybe when we get there, I'll tell you more about this center. This is yours sincerely, Professor Izibili.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Ah, it's been wonderful, sir. So, what is the dream behind the formation of this Esan Center?
Great. One thing leads to the other. I never knew the question would come so quickly. I said, when we get there, I know what to say. By the name Esan, which in ordinary translation means Esan will not fall.
No, we know.
It reminds me
of language now.
Some of those games we usually play while we were growing up. You remember the game of Ukoki Zagen?
Yes, sir.
And Ukoki Zagen is seen or likened to a responsibility that every Tom, Dick, and Harry ought to participate in. But a selected few may not want to put their hearts to it. And as such, a song was called Ukoki Zagen Okinawa Mende. Esan matter will not fall in my time.
Amen.
The dream behind this foundation is that not until we talked about ourselves, we make effort to research and document matters that concerns us, there's not going to be an external body that will do it for us. Because he who owns a luggage, what is called e-head, and needs somebody to support him to lift to the head, should be the first person that will bear that.
Yes.
So I see this as a responsibility that we owe our people. We cannot be celebrating other people's culture, whereas ours, which is very rich in content, is being debased. And we are rushing very quickly, accepting other people's own at the expense of our own. I saw this as a need that we should have a center where our people will always be referred to and said, what do we do? What does it matter? If something like this happens in this, how is it handled? There are so many emerging issues now concerning our culture, beginning with our language. Anybody who speaks Esan now is seen as uncivilized by some people. And they forgot that all of us are worthy. That is how Esan put it. If you refuse to speak your language, it doesn't only that you have strayed away, you are missing. And in this center, these are some of the issues we want to be addressing. It pains me that if Benin here are very brothers and sisters, they have a center for Benin studies.
We are brothers and sisters.
Where university has been for over 40 years.
I don't know, so we're brothers and sisters.
Except that the university that just came to Ogwa the other day, and we know that university will be funded up by Yoruba people. They came here and got us insulted by establishing a center for Esan development and so and so.
When I hear that one, wait. When I hear that one, you say Yoruba people can't create center for. Lily never heard say Yoruba create center to talk about Esan history. This is a professor talking about it. Let me rewind it a little backwards so that when I go know what's in the professor they talk. You guys heard? Did you hear that one? Where he said the Yorubas came to open a center in their land.
Yeah, I heard it clearly. Yeah.
Let me rewind it a little.
It pains me that if Benin here are very brothers and sisters, they have a center for Benin studies. Esan here, where university has been for over 40 years, there's no such thing. Except that the university that just came to Ogwa the other day, and we know that university will be funded up by Yoruba people. They came here and got us insulted by establishing a center for Esan development and so and so. They call it SEDE. And I just wonder, how will a Yoruba man be championing a center that is named after Esan when he doesn't know anything about Esan?
Jesus.
I think the time is ripe.
Now I know where this saga they come from. Hey, Jehovah, una hear that one?
So, I hear him. Hey, Yoruba. Okay.
I need to record that part. I'm coming. Let me rewind. I'm going to rewind if I record it, please. I need that part. This is a professor from Esan land. This Yariba, Yariba don't go far for Edo, Yeah, though.
By some people. And they forgot that all of us are worldly. That is how Esan put it. If you refuse to speak your language, you not only that you have strayed away, you are missing. And in this center, these are some of the issues we want to be addressing. It pains me that if Benin here are very brothers and sisters, they have a center for Benin studies. Esan here, where university has been for over 40 years, there's no such thing. Except that the university that just came to Ogwa the other day, and we know that university is being funded up by Yoruba people. They came here and got us insulted by establishing a center for Esan development and so and so. They call it SEDE. And I just wonder, how will a Yoruba man be championing a center that is named after Esan when he doesn't know anything about Esan? I think the time is ripe enough. We should start from somewhere. That's why you formed this center. And by the grace of God, all the necessary legislation that needed to do with federal government, CAC and the rest, we have done it. That is how this center has come to be. And I pray it will not die in my time. It's a hit day.
Thank you. My pleasure, sir. Sir, who are the Esans and where can they be found? Can they also be found in other geographical locations beside Edo Central, sir?
When you say the people of Esan are Usunobu, it means that their population is so that cannot be counted by fingertips.
Okay.
Esan people are found everywhere. Granted that by political government structuring, will be confined now to these 5 local government areas. Said Esan Northeast, where I am now, Esan West, Esan Southeast, Esan Central, and Igwebe. That's how we usually count it. But I tell you, the Oedo, Ovia, Ikobaraka, all these ones are mentioning they are within the Benin, what they call Edo South South. No corner of that location you get to, you will not hear about there. To be very honest with you, if the Esans that are resident in Benin, the present Benin Kingdom, okay, anything happens and I will make them leave Benin, I'm afraid the population of Benin will drop. I'm not messing with saying this because our people, they densely populate that place. Beyond this Edo territory, nowhere you get to, you will not hear somebody say, oh, yeah, whether here or in the what you call abroad, overseas, they are there everywhere. So our people happen to have migrated from Esan and they are now found everywhere, perhaps because there's nothing that truly occupies us here. Apart from these few establishments, the university, the teaching hospital, and maybe local government.
No, not follow the man vessel.
The reason why people keep living here for all this area is because there's no known structure. When I say structure, that which would have been empowered economically. That's why they leave home and go to all other places.
Okay.
But with this, I'm saying, if there were to be organizations that can absorb our people here, the majority of our people will not be migrating from here to other places.
Wow.
In summary, where can some people be found? They are found both at home, the neighboring towns, and other places where we may not have got to. And I'm aware, where I'm talking are people who are in other countries of the world, where your coverage can reach. They know that, Esan, my name. Where are you?
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, now, you guys should not be angry with the man when he said should go to Benin. Yeah, because he said that there's nothing in Esan land that is attractive to the people.
Yeah, I quite understand what he meant.
Yeah, he was not saying that the land belongs to Esan, no. Because they asked him, where can Esan people be found? And he said, Esan people are much in Benin because there are things that attract them. That in Esan land, there is nothing that attracts them to the land. So that is why the Esan people go away. I say the only thing they have there is just the university. That's Ekboma. No other thing they there. We go attract them. So that's what he said.
Esan history that says that Esan people came from Benin during the reign of Oba Ewari in about 1460 AD. Yes, I want to look at that.
Now here all of us they wait for.
I'll find out before the people migrated from Benin to Esan, the location called Esan today. But they don't have people here before they came. Please, we want a little light.
There were Nupe people there. Nupe were there.
People started in 1460s.
No. Thank you very much. I think over time, I've had the opportunity to make some comments on this matter. In historical reportage, there's what we call stereotypes. What are stereotypes? Stereotypes are such that you present it in such a way that it favor you. And it takes only critical-minded persons to query, just like I've asked now. Is it the case all of us came? No, it's not true. It's not true because it has always existed before that reign of Eweka Wari that was history and documented now by my late uncle and father, God rest his soul, Dr. Christopher Ibelokoto Okoji.
Oh, now even your uncle even write the history.
First point.
Okay.
To be very honest with you, some of those things that are contained in that book, I give it to him because as a scientist, a medical doctor, who delve into making historical reportage for people to learn, I clap for him. But that being said, it is not the case that all Esan people came from Benin. There were persons and group of persons in Esan land, where we are not calling Esan today, before migration from Benin. That's why I call it stereotype. In the works of Professor Osegale Efosa of History Department, I remember in his inaugural lecture.
Efosa was my lecturer.
History. Because there are some historical reporters that people give just to benefit them, to help them either massage their ego or become very relevant. But the truth of the matter is, there's no way all of us who are now called Esan will be said to have come from Benin, where at a time, historical time, people from Esan were being referred to come help Benin to fight. The very renowned Iyelugu of Esan extraction happened to be a visiting doctor to the palace of Oba at a time. Will it have been a case of that they left there and Iyelugu started visiting from here? No, they were here. The chief priest, who was also a traditionalist, Arabonipo, these are big Esan names, and many people are aware of this, who were always there. There was an Oba who had some serious ailments. It was this chief priest of Esan origin that went there and attended to him. So, by and large, to say that all of us came from Benin, this is Professor Zibili's position. It's not true. I will not accept it as a truth because Esan people, archaeological facts have revealed to us that persons have lived in this place before that migration that was occasioned by people trying to save their lives because of the tyrannical, quote-unquote, rule of once upon a time Oba in Benin. That is the truth.
Thank you very much, sir.
Inferiority complex won't finish there.
Sir, I think by what you said now, we have come to realize now that not every Esan village or kingdom migrated from Benin. Sir, do you have an idea of where some other Esan places migrated from?
Okay, good question.
Today?
Very good. A good number of Esan people came from the north.
North, Jesus.
The northern axis of what we are calling today, present day Nigeria. And they stopped at different places. Okay? I'm aware that the place called Egbele in Urumi, if you are familiar with Urumi history,
right?
You know that community is almost about the oldest community in that axis. And not the case that they came from Benin. They were there. Other persons came to meet them. If you get to Ubu, my place of birth, well, Koji recorded that Ijebome and Ono came from Igu in Benin to start off a place now called Ubu, which I have done a rejoinder to that statement and claims in some of my publications and public lectures. It's not the case, it's not true. Because there's a place called Idumambu in Ubu, for example. They are the Abure. They are the first settlers in Ubu Kingdom. If they are the first settlers in Ubu Kingdom, it therefore means that the Ijebome and Ono, who Dr. Koje reported in his book, that they came from Ubu, they came to meet the Abure community in Idumambu. Till tomorrow, before the traditional feast we call Kwe, we ever be doing in Ubu, it is that community that feasts them. I will tell you, it's time for us to do Ukwe this year. The different quarters know the time they do their festival, but it is that place. And the traditional shrine is a Kuoto, so they call it Ugwa. The chief priest of that shrine is not any other part of Ugwa, but the people of Idumam. Right? So it happened that even in Ekuma here, they will tell you there are people that have been here before other persons came. And they came from different places. Right? So those who came, for example, from Iran, what you call Iran, the present Kogi state, those who moved in through Agbede Aziz, those who moved in, all these locations, history had it. The problem we have is this: we don't have documentation. Oral history, to a very large extent, can be distorted. That's why this center, by the grace of God, we want to.
We have listened to some parts. We need to talk about, not just be listening. KRS, please unmute and tell us, let us elaborate on what we have listened to for some minutes now. Let's talk about it, Epa.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
no saga today. We are not doing saga.
No,
we are learning.
It's no saga.
I'm talking to comment section. This is not saga. This is not Esan. This is not. No. We are learning. Today is a learning class. Today is not saga. Whatever. I will mute now so that you can enlighten us on what you have heard so far from the professor.
Okay. Some of the things he said are true, but not just the way he put it. There are some what do I have it? Wrong narratives about it. Yeah, some people migrate from as we recently, me and you, when I say we later discovered on our own later. So this place called Esan today, during the early time when we were saying Godomigodo or Idu land or whatsoever, the people of this present they call Edos, the Edos, we are there. How did they get there? When the land, the present, let me say, Oedo, we are now expanding. If you see the Asans, they are mostly either Owe or native daughters. Owe means hunters. People hunt for animals. So when the land were now expanding, the forest were now like kind of far away from them. So they need somewhere that they will be close to the forest. So these sets of people, these hunters, because when they go hunting, before they could come back to the city, let me put it like that, to the city, the animal must have, because it is time they use, they don't have the means of traveling down to walk. So it's a long journey. So sometimes it takes the animal, the taste is now different. It's kind of getting decayed. So they come up with an idea to get close to the jungle, to the forest. So also with the native daughters, sometimes when they send their apprentices to an errand to fetch some herbs from the forest, it takes 10 days. So they also needed some. So you know what we call ago? All this community, they started this community with like having an ago, leave some of their relative in the city, and they will get close to the. But as time goes on, before you know it, some other people have now joined them, and the place is now expanding again. So that's how they kept moving until the time. So I will not really actually call it migration. So when it now got to a time during the time of Obaewari, the second, this is where this place I call Ago settlement became larger in size. Well, during the strict law of Obaewari the first placed on the land. So some of the people couldn't bear the restriction. So they start sneaking out of the city, because by this time the moat had been built, the wall had been built. So they started sneaking out until they now bring the statement to the issue to the Oba of Benin, which Oba of blessed memory, which made him uplift that restriction. That people, the cities, I put that in English. The population is getting lesser and lesser in number. So that was one of the things that forced his hand to call up that uplift that restriction. So he now asked, who are these people who are now in the area? That was how the name Esan, the Esan got that. So at the other time, the Oba had another great job to do, is to bring these people together as one umbrella, as one people again, under one umbrella. Then during this time, other people, I will not deny that people from the north, like the New Pays, the Itakwas, did not come. They came to join them later. Maybe that's where they got this dialect they are speaking now. The tonation was not changing. So that's how it was. So saying that the people did not just come from Benin, yes, maybe true. But these other people that came later to join the Edo people, who are now Esans of today. Thank you. So that's why you see most of them are most of them are native doctor or hunters back then. The hunters don't usually it's not really an occupation right now. So in the modern days, but they have a much population of native doctors, medicine men in Esan land. Thank you. Yeah, that's my submission.
Thank you very much, sir. I think Joy Doblo, you just came. Mama, you talk to us now. Then.
No, she's been here.
No, Joy Doblo, here. She's here. Mama Joy Asabo, sorry. Mama Joy Asabo, did you hear, ma? Please talk to us.
Yeah, I'm doing something. Please, I'll pass for now. I'm here.
Okay then. Who is that? For somebody. He gay.
No, not me. Come first.
Okay, now don't go back. Please remember today not the saga.
No, not the saga. I come for. I really love this topic. I greet everyone in the house. So I greet everyone. And the thing is that I love this topic, this history educational class. The thing is that this talk that the Beninese are saying during this era, there are some Esa people in that bush. Now lie. No, not
I did not say Esan people. Please.
You were saying those are people that were there in that.
I said they were Edo. These people were Edo people.
That thing a lie. We get where they drive, they go. If they were Edo people, why are they not recognized? May I talk, sir? No worry. Why are they not recognized? Why not the history book? The thing is that before Esan fled during the time of Obae Ware the First, those people that was in that bush were the Nupe people. Because if you go to, if you go and read Esan...
Hold on. Not to say na lie. You talk you feel disagree with what you talk.
Okay, I'm sorry for using that statement. I disagree because I've always disagreed on that word. I don't know why. Right from day one, I've always disagreed that those people, because during that time of Ogiswera, that time, those people were not doing things to Benin people, doing things to Benin side. And those people were strange. They were not speaking our language. And their face mark, like they have a tribal mark, which look like Nupe, Aunsa, Fulani. The pictures are there. So we should stop. I know what the Benin are trying
I'm not saying that the Nupe are not there or whatsoever. I said they came later. The Edo were there first.
May I just drop my submission, sir? Let me just drop my own. Now my own, me want to, sir. The thing is that those people, if you ask some people now in their history, before they jumped from Benin, because the ones that left Benin were Benin people, they were Benin criminals that fled away, that now become Esan today. Before
we are not Benin. Actually, we are not Benin. We are Edos.
Oh God. Shit. May I just talk? Any I take talk whether Benin or Edo, all it's still the same.
We are south. Hold on, I beg. No, use that word for a pala. We not play. We don't quarrel. He just.
They match my tongue too.
But I'm trying to correct you. We are not Benin. We are Edo by
okay, we are Edo. If you are mood tomorrow, Salah will work with. May I just because I feel go forget what I want to talk. We'll see. The thing is that those before. Those Edo people that fled, They fled with their language. Now if you look at some language today, the ones where resemble if they speak with the year 100%, this one not be even 99%. It's 100%. Those are the Benin people that left, the Edo people that left. The ones where be say their language they somehow, those are the Nupe and the Galas. And what this man said is fact. Now this might be the only historian where don't talk truth. There is some when he said there are some Esan people that migrated from the north. It's truth. Those are Nupe people, and he also said there are some Esan people that migrated from the Kogi. It's truth. Those are Igala people. If you go and read Esan history, you will see Igala settlement. You will see Igala settlement in Esan land, but now they are not Esan. If you look at the history, go and read the Esan history. The Esan are 3 waves. There are Bini waves, there are Nupe waves, and there are Igala waves. And there's some people don't like talking about their history online. I don't know why. They don't like to talk about their history. What this man said, I agree with him 100%. And I don't believe in that stand. I don't know whether now I don't believe in that stand of saying there were those people that migrated, that jumped to that were living in that bush before during the time of Ugswera. Now lie. For me, for my own, those people were not Edo. They were not speaking Edo. Their tribal mark were not Edo. They were different. Now make it, you see all those ones that they always give Edo fight all the time. So I need to drop my submission and we need to talk about the Nupe Esans, because if you look at the Esans attire, the entire Esan attire, they dress on Nupe attire. This Igbo that they put on is a Nupe attire. And the way they greet their king, Zaiki Enoge, is a Nupe way of praising their king. So they even their Baboleimi and so on. They have Nupe things that they have not revealed. So we all should agree on Esan, Nupe, Igala, and Bini origin. Not only Bini, we always stand on that Bini part that Esan migrated. Not all Esan migrated from Bini. Some are from Bini, some are from Nupe, and some are from Igala. Thank you, Mama Easy. Another person can speak.
Good evening. Joy, sister Joy said you should bring her up.
Send request, so she not send request. I don't send request.
Really?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Please talk to us.
My name is Edo and Esan Dalton. So I think this is my first time of coming online here, and I've listened to everyone. I just want to add.
Please, sir, where are you from?
I'm from Edo, Benin.
Okay, Benin. Okay.
So I just want to add few things. There was a time I was listening to Izodua Imaswe. Even before then, before I started listening to Izodua, there was a book I read which is almost the same with what Izodua explained. That book, I'm still trying to get that book from my uncle then. It should be at 2006 or 2007. About the migration of Benin from places. I think when he explained it, it was traced from the ancient Egyptian down to where they settled at Kogi Mountain, which Izodua also referred to. As at then, when you do the calculation, I think the old Uhe, where they lay the final rest of Pa Idu, how all of them settled down in that place. But on their way coming, because he made mention of Tere clan, which is...
Sir, we are not talking about Benin. We are talking about Esan. Mama,
I know. I want to break it out how Esan settled in the first place. Just listen, please. It's a gradual process. Please. How they settled, the Tere clan were Igbo, Idu, and Lokomi, according to that book. Then from there, I want to talk about, I don't want to make mention of Igbo and Lokomi. I want to go straight to Idu. Idu gave birth to several children, which is Aka, Emei, and Nifa. Those ones also gave birth to children. But on their way, to cut the long story short, on their way coming, said the father of Irua died in Irua, which is the first settlement of Esan, which made them to name that place Iroa, You understand? He settled there. You understand me? Then he now gave them a staff to say always refer to the mother home, which is the Benin. When you notice that we settled in a place, always refer to our motherland. So as at the time they now settled in Benin called Ubini, around the Ubai side, they named it Ubini, which was against the agreement of the rest of them, which make Aka children left, which is Udo and Urobo. I think those ones were siblings. So the wave of the Esans was the first wave of Esan was the Iroa, not Uromi. Iroa was the first wave, and it did make mention of Nupe settlement. The Nupe settlement came during that should be after the reign of Oba Ewari. When that should be.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Oba Ewari. You understand the war between Ida. You can still see those people at after Uromi, Ubiaja River, close to one river like that. I think Agbede River also. You see their settlement around that area. Ozigolo people, yes.
Please, Saige, so hold on. Sorry to interject. Sorry, where are you from exactly? You say Benin, but which village? Where exactly? Sorry, we didn't ask.
I'm from Ewesi, to be precise, but I speak from our origins, Ewesi, Udwombo. I'm the grandson of late Chief Idu Sinyoba.
Okay.
So my grandfather was an historian. He was a great, according to him, he knew many things concerning Benin history. I grew up with him. You understand? So to an extent, I can say I knew a bit of Benin history, a bit of it to an extent. You understand? So, and I've also followed Izoduwa on this page several times to compare what my granddad told me. I can see the both of them was almost the same. And what I also read from one book my uncle dropped, though I didn't finish the book, you understand, I compared all those things together, which everything is almost the same. But to say that the Nupe migrated first, to me, from what I've seen so far or what I've read so far.
Sir, but there are Nupe settlers, which are not Esan today.
The Nupe settlers, you will find them around the river. I think I made mention of that place now, Ozigolo. Ozigolo, they are still there.
Okay, are they not Esan today?
No, see, they call them, they don't speak, their language is not even Esan. But they are within the Esan territory.
You need to go read that history again, read that book again.
If person dey talk, you find 3 hours and people talk. If person that don't they talk, I beg.
Can you hear me?
Finish your submission. Yeah, we hear you.
So, that was my own take. You understand? So I just try to break it down so that everyone can get their own understanding.
Okay, if they are not from Nupe, why are they dressing on Nupe attire? This they are Nupe attire.
No, Royal South. Let's do it maturely.
No, now they are not trying to hide the Nupe essence. If they are not from Nupe, some part are not from Nupe.
Let me ask my question now.
On Nupe attire?
Let me ask my question now. From your own knowledge, or from your very narrative, that means the Nupes and the Itakpas or the Igara, they came later, right?
Yes.
The same thing I just said. I'm not denying that there was no other migrants from Itakpa or Nupe or whatsoever she was killing. But they came later. That's what I'm trying to let my sister understand.
In a community,
maybe she wasn't really listening.
Sorry,
even there was nothing like Esan as a name until the time of the reign of Obai the first. There was no name as a tribe called Esan.
Even in communities. Sorry, sir, excuse me.
So that's what I want her to understand. I did not deny your Nupe.
Now from your perspective, the thing is that
I said they came to join them later. We not change their position. You were not listening.
Okay, some people Okay, now I understand you. Now I understand your part. Some people, some Esans are not trying to say they are not, some part of them are not from Nupe. Because if you are not from Nupe, why are you now practicing Nupe?
There is no way they can deny that. Look at
Exactly.
their Igbo.
Listen,
They are
in migration, you can't just find one particular ethnic group migrating to one place. Even in UK, if you go to UK, you will still see some people who also migrate to that very place. I think the Vikings people, different people. US today, you have different people migrate to US to form places, but you have the larger part
we
of
all
the
are
certain
right.
people.
We all are
You understand?
right. We are right on what we are saying. What KRS said is true. What Igie said is true, and what I said is true. Maybe I didn't put it very
And that
right.
was what I'm trying to explain to you.
Yeah,
I'm
sir,
not
you said it
denying
right. I
that, but they
understand
came
you now.
later.
Yeah, but what
said
I'm
it came
saying,
later.
nobody should cut that Nupe essence away, because
There's no
if
way
you
you
want,
can cut it away. I said you are trying to lie
See,
or
you
trying to
can't
be biased.
see when you are
not
talking
try to
about
be
migration.
biased, because some Benis are
No,
trying
I'm not
to.
saying you try to be biased. I said somebody who is trying to be biased.
Yeah,
that
some
want
people are
cut
trying
the
to be
Nupe or
biased.
whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, some Benis are trying to not to sell that Esan Nupe history out. So that Esan will not feel inferior. That they are
Please,
from
one
part
after
of
the other. Let are you finished? Are you through?
Nobody is feeling inferior. Nobody is inferior in every ethnic group. Every ethnic group are superior. You understand? Are the same. That's one thing we all need to understand. Everybody are the same. You see when I made mention of the first indigenous people of Esan today, which is the Irwa, are still the children of Idu. They are the first settlers. And the second settlers are those who migrated during the time of Oba Eware the first. You understand? Before the Nupe, which is what's their name? Ozigolo side. You understand? Those one was during the time of Oba Asige, when Ida and the rest invaded. During those war era, some of them started coming around the places. So in due time, you will see people trying to influence your language because you are mixed together. You want to understand each other.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
In everything you said now, so you agree that some of the Esa migrate from the Great Benin Empire. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. So next person, thank you. Just stick around, Mrs. Sentomoro.
Good morning, everybody. So, to my own understanding, the essence, the people there, they didn't came there. All of them they didn't come there the same time. So the communities there, they came different time, and all of them have different history. So that is something that you have to understand. You are talking about the history of Esan, because the history of Ugweben and the history of Uromi is not the same. The history of Epoma and the history of Urwa is not the same.
Saint Amoroga, you are an Esan man?
No.
So why you can't talk? Why you can't talk, Esan?
Nobody talks this. Nobody talks this now.
Okay. I know, just they come. I know. I go find something to put for belly. I never eat today. So guys, everybody don't make that submission, right?
They're not going to come.
No, they know. You know one thing, we need to know about their history, because the reason day where they talk, say we are not one. And we as people, we they look at from the other side, like say, maybe something wrong with them. There is something behind it, and this is from their professor. He said that they migrated from the north. So we'll continue with the video to know which side of Esan actually came from the north. Because from the beginning of the video, he said some came from Benin, but not all. He said that there were people there, just like, let me give an example now. Just like the way Fulani did our bushes now. Fulani dey everybody bushes for Nigeria now. They some don't even build community self. Tomorrow now, Fulani will come talk say, now then get the land. You get? Because me, I know in history, from Benin down to across the River Niger, and it was all called Benin Empire. So I wonder the part where the northern people come stay, where we say now the northern people now be the first set of Esans where they Esan land, according to their own professor. I'm not saying it from my own point of view. We're actually listening to a professor from the Esan land. In fact, he's in custody of the Esan history. If you want to know Esan history, you have to go to that office. That is where you get it's called Esan Research Center. It's where you get the correct Esan history. So it's coming directly from that office. It's not from me, not from Easy. Easy is not the one saying the history of Esan. Their own people, I would like to hear from themselves. You see the reason why I skipped Izoduwa's video, because Izoduwa is not an Esan man. So we should hear from the Esan people themselves, who they are. So one, he has said that the Esan people migrated from the northern part of Nigeria. That means either maybe they are Fulani people, they are Nupe people, they are Kanuri people, they are Hausa people. We don't know which one, because the north has a lot of tribes in the north. So we don't know the exact one they are. But he said, their professor said, that the Esan people, the aborigines of Esan, came from the northern part of Nigeria. So I'll rewind that video a little bit back. For those of you who are just joining, welcome to our live section. Today we are learning about the Esan history. Because for some years now, the Esan people have been saying that they didn't come from Benin, that they are not one with the Benin people. And so we have been just laughing. But no, this is not a thing of laugh. This is something we need to learn. We are learning here. And if you know you have other opinion, you can come up. You can send requests and I'll bring you up to come and tell us what you think about what the professor is saying. Yeah, we need to know. We need to know. Yeah, we need to know. So let's continue. Let me rewind it a little bit back so that...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, Mother Easy. Have you ever asked them, whenever they say they are not from Benin, or rather, when they say Esan is not from Benin, have you asked them which part is not from Benin?
I have not asked because I don't even care, but now I care. So I think from now we'll start to ask. So, but let us listen to their professor, who is the custodian of their own history. So let's hear from him, guys. Everybody should mute and let us listen.
1460 AD. So I want to look at that area. Let us find out, before the people migrated from Benin to Esan, the location called Esan today, we don't have people here before they came. Please, we want a little light on this area. I don't know if our history as people started in 1460, sir.
No. Thank you very much. I think over time, I've had the opportunity to make some comments on this matter. In historical reportage, there's what we call stereotypes. What are stereotypes? Stereotypes are such that you present it in such a way that it favor you. And it takes only critical-minded persons to query, just like you have asked now. Is it the case all of us came? No, it's not true. It's not true, because Esan has always existed before that reign of Wari. That was history and documented now by my late uncle and father, God rest his soul, Dr. Christopher Igbalokoto Okoji, whose book has become a reference point. To be very honest with you, some of those things that are contained in that book, I give it to him because as a scientist, a medical doctor, who delved into making historical reportage for people to learn, I clap for him. But that being said, it is not the case that all Esan people came from Benin. There were persons, a group of persons in Esan land, where we are not calling Esan today, before that migration from Benin. That's why I call it stereotype. In the works of Professor Osegale Efosa of History Department, I remember he titled it Stereotypes in History. Because there are some historical reports that people give just to benefit them, to help them either massage their ego or become very relevant. But the truth of the matter is, there's no way all of us who are now called Esan will be said to have come from Benin. When at a time, a historical time, people from Esan were being referred to come help Benin to fight. The very renowned Iyelugo of Esan's extraction happened to be a visiting doctor to the palace of Oba at a time. Would it have been a case of that they left there and Iyelugo started visiting from there? No, they were here. The chief priest, who was also a traditionalist, Arabonipo, these are big Esan names, and many people are aware of this, who were always there. There was an Oba who had some serious ailments. It was this chief priest of Esan origin that went there and attended to him. So, by and large, to say that all of us came from Benin, this is Professor Zibili's position. It's not true. I will not accept it as a truth because Esan people, archaeological facts have revealed to us that persons have lived in this place before that migration that was occasioned by people trying to save their lives because of the tyrannical, quote unquote, rule of once upon a time Oba in Benin. That is the truth.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay.
Immaginati avere un'intera banca in tasca. Dove usa?
The question now is, the next question is, who are the people, where are the Esans from? So you guys just say, if you want to record, okay, no, don't worry, I'll post the video on my wall later. But now let's just keep this advert and continue. Advert came in. We are watching from YouTube from the Professor Izibili.
What you said now, we have come to realize now that not every Esan villages or kingdom migrated from Benin. So, do you have an idea of where some other Esan places migrated from that are in Esan today?
Very good. A good number of Esan people came from the north. The northern axis of what we are calling today, present day Nigeria.
Okay.
And they stopped at different places. Okay? I'm aware that the place called Egbele in Urumi, if you are familiar with Urumi history,
right?
You know that community is almost about the oldest community in that axis. And not the case that they came from Benin. They were there. Other persons came to meet them. If you get to Ubuha, my place of birth, well, Koji recorded that Ijebome and Ondo came from Igu in Benin to start off a place now called Ubuha, which I have done the rejoinder to that statement and claims in some of my publications and public lectures. It's not the case, it's not true. Because there's a place called Idumangu in Ubuha, for example. They are the first settlers in Ubuha Kingdom. If they are the first settlers in Ubuha Kingdom, it therefore means that the Jebome and Ono, who Dr. Koje reported in his book, that they came from Ubuha, they came to meet the Abure community in Ubuha. Till tomorrow, before the traditional feast we call Ukwe, we ever be doing in Ubuha, it is that community that feast them. I will tell you, it's time for us to do Ukwe this year. The different quarters know the time they do their festival, but it is that place. And the traditional shrine is a Koto, is what they call it in Ubuha. The chief priest of that shrine is not any other part of Ubuha, but the people of Idumama. Right? So it happened that even with Ekuma here, they will tell you there are people that have been here before other persons came. And they came from different places. Right? So those who came, for example, from Iran, what you call Iran, the present Kogi state, those who moved in through Agbede Aziz, those who moved in, all these locations, history had it. The problem we have is this: we don't have documentation. Oral history, to a very large extent, can be distorted. That's why this center, by the grace of God, we want to be busy documenting some of these historical facts, so that anybody who wants to query it, there should be a reference. At least I refer to late Dr. Koje's book just now. If you like, say the book is not inclusive, it's not exhaustive, but he wrote. But it is our duty now to begin to correct what we feel that he may not have covered correctly. So to come to your question again, can we point where these people come from? Yeah, there are oral historical reporters. The way and manner we conduct ourselves the way and manner we speak, and some of the things we do, they are traceable to somewhere. Right? You cannot tell me now that the people of Iwo, for example, who will tell you that the people they call Unea, they have affinity with Oman people. And how do you place it? Say Iwo, those the community they call Unea. They will tell you they have a relationship with Oman people. How does that relationship came? It means that some of them came through that Aziz and they are now in Esan. So that's the way it goes. So with time, we begin to sort some of these things out. Because the way Amana will be some wish, as it were, together now. That this one is that, that one is that. I know people will say the last people to come from Benin to this place, they are the Igwe people. The other people say that kind of thing. And even in midst of Igwe, some person will tell you they are more of Benin than the Igwe. I'm aware of the people they call Ikeke. Kero will tell you that they are not, they should not be grouped as Igwe. They say Keke Benin. All of these are some of the stereotypes, because we feel that not until we are attached to them, our importance may not be known, which is not correct. I will not subscribe to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, sir. Sir, I want to ask this question, and I want to know if it will be okay with you. Now, if you take a look at the Esan people, we find it difficult sometimes to pin a history of a kingdom, because sometimes the king of the kingdom is not very cooperative with the people. Like I've seen that, like the Yorubas, if, for instance, a place have an argument as per their history, they go to their king and ask questions, and their king answers and tell them the right thing about their history and culture and all that. So take a look at Esan. Take a look at, do you see the kings doing enough to help in putting up more light on this area of our history? I mean, the relationship between Esan people and their kings. You see that's good answer?
Okay.
That question is striking.
Wow.
Very striking.
Okay.
Yes, I thought but I want to be very honest.
Okay. Why so?
We live in a time and era, unfortunately though, where most of our kings are now absentee monarchs.
Oh.
I call them absentee monarchs because what constitutes a kingdom is the king within the domain. I'll take that again.
Yeah.
What constitutes a kingdom is the availability, accessibility, and readiness of a king in the domain. That makes it kingdom.
In domain.
King in his domain is what constitutes what? A kingdom.
Is right.
And now most of our kings are not in their domain. That's why I call them absentee monarchs. A king who is not in his domain, I'm afraid, I doubt if there's anything that could be considered cordial between him and his people. Because the people you don't live in their midst, you do not know how they feel. And they cannot reach you. Taking the question, how do I see the relationship between our kings and the subjects?
Right, sir.
The relationship is far from being cordial. Granted that some of the people who are even on ground, I would have spoken truth to power to the king's hearing. They are mute for fear of the unknown. I'm not a prince because I'm not from Egware. I'm not a king either, but I'm a son of the soil. This we must tell ourselves. The king should be found in his kingdom. But that he may be able to live in that kingdom comfortably, the subject should be able to do the needful. And what is the needful? I'll balance it.
Right, sir.
The king who is in the kingdom and the subjects don't regard him as a king, he will not be enthused
Wow.
to stay in that kingdom.
Wow.
That's some of these young, quote unquote, kings who you don't find in their palace. You ask them what is the matter, they will tell you, if I stay there, I will die of hunger. Nobody cares about the king. I must go somewhere and look for how to survive.
Wow.
Ideally, a king needed to be taken care of by the subjects. But this care will always come from the subjects by the disposition of the king. Because when these people will tell you, it means much more than the physical food. If the king does what is expected of him, the people will be happy to be able to identify with him. Supposing the king does things that hooks the people who are supposed to be his subjects and begin to hide their face because of what the king has done, you don't expect the subjects to rally around the king. In summary, this is my take. The relationship that exists between the kings and us, the subjects, can be enhanced if there is a forum where the king can have opportunity to talk with the subjects.
That's right.
From time to time, coming around the kings. They are afraid because most kings are not seen as tax collectors.
Wow.
We come out and I will tell you this. Start asking somebody before he does anything to you.